once again is Fred Wankwo coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Allen TV. I've been following what's been going on in our country the last 2 weeks, especially in the last week. And as usual, I have my concerns. And I hope open-minded Nigerians across the board have similar concerns. If I have to borrow from the Vice President, Professor Oshibajo, I hope that members of the new tribe in Nigeria who are open-minded Nigerians have the same concerns that I have. The last 6.5 years, Nigeria and Nigerians have been going through the worst times we've ever had in our country, except for the 2.5 years from 1967 to 1970, when we fought the war. Even the crisis of 1966 January that went on ultimately, that led to the war in 1967, did not bring about this much chaos in Nigeria as we've seen in the last 6.5 years. And during those 6.5 years, if there was any solace that I got out of the sufferings that Nigeria was going through, it was the feeling that I had, which is starting to seem like a premature, false feeling. And I was thinking that finally, as bad as things are, and as difficult as things have become in Nigeria because of President Buhari's policies, and as divided as he seems to be making Nigerians, that it seemed like finally Nigerians are actually coming together. I finally heard Yorubas feeling the pain, the same pains that Igbos have been feeling since 1967. I finally saw people in the Middle Belt feeling the same pain. I finally saw Igbos stop complaining about what problems they have and started honestly reaching out to allies in Yoruba land and allies in the Middle Belt and allies in other places and talking about the same problem. The same problem of the herdsmen terrorizing communities across the country, the same problems with kidnappers, the same problems with abductions, the same problem with inflation, the same problem with poor infrastructure, the same problem with bad roads, the same problems with bad schools, health care, all that stuff. It reminds me of when in the English language they say, when you cut me, I bleed, just like when I cut you. So all Nigerians seem to be bleeding the same blood, the same feeling, the same pain handed down from the policies that are instituted by Aso Rock. And I thought that as we approach 2023, that Nigerians will start thinking about the best interest of Nigeria, the best candidate to unite Nigerians, revamp the Nigerian economy, create jobs for our youth, not Igbo youth, not Yoruba youth, not Hausa youth or Edo youth or Efik youth, all youth in Nigeria. I thought that the primary goal of everybody involved in planning for 2023 will be, how do we build coalitions and strategies and mobilize similar minds with a national view and fair-minded people that will become president and vice president and all the way across all the elected offices to start rebuilding a better Nigeria, which, if we achieve, the problem of agitations will go away within 6 months. Because if you create jobs for the youth, IPOB will not be recruiting unemployed youth. Oduduwa will not be recruiting unemployed youth. The Arewa Forum will not be recruiting unemployed youth. The agitations in the Delta will stop because the youth will be gainfully employed. Isn't that what we're looking for? So why do I read these things about brilliantly written articles in different newspapers, Nigerian Tribune and Pod, brilliant writers talking about the possible conflict between Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President Osibajo, and talking about it from the standpoint of the two should stop before they mess up the opportunity for Yoruba people. And I hear Igbos talking about, it's our turn. Nobody else should run. It's our turn. And all those people who are trying to run, whether they're qualified or not, are not being fair because it's our turn. The presidency of Nigeria is not an award that should be handed down by a political agreement between 3 regions. No, it should be an award handed out by voters going to the polls and using their independent voting rights after they've read the promises from the candidates and pick who they think is the best candidate to start to fix Nigeria. Nigeria's election in 2023 should not be about uniting Osibajo and Tinubu so that they could form a united force to campaign together so that a Yoruba person will be president. Who cares if a Yoruba person is president? Who cares if an Igbo man is president? Who cares if an Hausa man is president? If those people are not people who have the interest of Nigeria at heart. This election is not about the interest of Yoruba people. This election is not about the interest of Igbo people. This election is not about the interest of Fulani people. This election should be about the interest of Nigeria. How can Peter Obi, who I believe is very qualified, and Professor Osibajo, who I believe is very qualified, and I'm not familiar with the Fulani politics because I've been focused on what a Fulani president has been doing to Nigeria the last 6 years. But the reality is that there are some very good qualified Fulani people that are nationally minded, open-minded, coalition-building people, why don't we seek out the qualified Fulanis and the qualified Igbos and the qualified Yorubas and the qualified Edos, Delta, Ijaw, Urobo, Ibibio, Efik, Ishang, Edoma. Why don't we seek out qualified Nigerians that can come together? It's not all about the president. There are people the president needs to work with that need to be good people. They can't all be presidents at the same time. But if we have good people working together in this election, we can elect a good president. If it turns out to be a Yoruba person, it's good for Nigeria, for God's sake. He's a good Yoruba man. But a bad Yoruba man is a bad Yoruba man. I don't care which way you look at it, and I don't care if they work together, Tiwani Tiwa, because they are Yoruba. To hell with Tiwani Tiwa. To hell with Nkanyi Bunkanyi. That's nonsense. Tiwani Tiwa and Nkanyi Bunkanyi and the Fulani trying to dominate is what put Nigeria in the mess that it is today. The lack of agreement and consensus between Nnamdi Azikiwe and Awolowo and Tafawa Balewa is what put Nigeria in the mess it is today. Doesn't mean I don't respect those leaders. Hell yes, I respect them. Nnamdi Azikiwe did some great things for Nigeria. Obafemi Awolowo did some incredible things for Nigeria. Tafawa Balewa did some great things for Nigeria. But they also did some terrible things because of their selfishness and inability to put their egos away and work in the interest of a country that even in this pit that it is today still promises to be the giant of Africa if it gets its acts together. I am very disappointed at every Yoruba man that thinks this election is about Yoruba people and Yoruba working together and Yoruba Ronu. Yoruba Ronu, Captain Nigeria she. Kì í Yoruba Ronu can't win everything to one in Nigeria. Nigeria ń ṣe Yoruba land. Nigeria is our Nigeria. Igbo people who say it's our turn. Nigeria is not about the Igbo turn. Yes, Igbos have been deprived. However, as messy as Nigeria is, if you insist on an Igbo president that is not an Igbo president that is qualified to build a coalition to work with everybody to fix Nigeria, you create a bigger problem for Igbos. Because tomorrow, the picture Nigerians have in mind is, we gave Igbos the opportunity, look what they did. We don't need an Igbo candidate of look what they did. We need an Igbo candidate that can make me walk around with my chest pumped out and say I'm an Igbo man. An Igbo man did this for Nigeria, not for Igbo people, for Nigeria. I need an Hausa man that can look fundamentalist Hausa, Fulani people in the eye and say, no, it's not about fundamental Islamic religion. It's about Nigeria. Nigeria is not a fundamental Islamic nation. Nigeria is not a fundamental Christian nation. Nigeria is a nation that represents people from different religious backgrounds, and every one of them has the right to be treated fair and to compete fairly and all the regions need to be developed evenly based on what they bring to the table, but still with some room to help out the ones who don't quite have what the others have. And I should really focus on the open-minded Nigerian. Yes, the open-minded Nigerians are the ones who hold the future of Nigeria in their hands. A friend of mine sent me a video 2 days ago, a Yoruba friend of mine. She sent it to me because she's an open-minded Nigerian. And she sent it because she felt that that video could help me with my commentary, which I'm doing now. And that video was it was spoken in Yoruba. It wasn't spoken in English, but I understand Yoruba. And basically, this man was promoting the Yoruba agenda towards 2023. And the bane of his video was what Igbos are doing to Yorubas, and how if Yorubas are not careful, Igbos will take over Yoruba land economically, and the Fulani will come in and take over Yoruba land administratively. How ignorant can a person be? Lagos, and he was using Lagos as his focus, even though he said Igbos are expanding into Abeokuta, they're expanding into Ijebu, they're expanding into Ibadan and all that. It's ignorant. And let me start out with this. It's foolhardy on anybody who thinks that Igbos will take over Yoruba land. It's even more foolhardy to think that Igbos will take over Lagos. Lagos is a Yoruba town. There's no question about it. There's no debates about it. Any Igbo man that comes to Lagos and thinks he's wealthy enough that he can now take it over, an open-minded Igbo person like me will be the one who carries the campaign to put him in his place. Because no Yoruba man is going to go to Enugu or Onitsha anywhere and get very wealthy and tell them that the town belongs to him. No, you're visiting, you're running a business, your business is doing well, but it's not your land. Your land is your place. However, with that said, Nigeria is a nation that people have opportunities to go wherever they want to go and earn a living. And if an Igbo man comes to Lagos and negotiates the sale of a land from a Yoruba man and buys the land and build, and another Igbo man buys the one next door and build, and another Igbo man buys, nobody is intimidating anybody to sell anything. You need money, I pay you money, I take the land. I'm not taking the land to chase you out, no. I'm taking the land to run my business and grow my family. That's all it's all about. If it happens to be going on in large numbers, that's because Igbos are coming in with the money to buy the land, set up businesses, run a business, sell you things you need, and give you the money you need for your land. I don't think, and he said that no Igbo person will sell land to a Yoruba person in Igbo land. How ignorant can that be? How many Yoruba people have left Yoruba land to cross River Niger and go live in Onitsha or Enugu or Aba or Owerri? And while they are there, try to buy a piece of land and the owners say they won't sell it. So why would this idiot set up a video show and be selling lies and hate and malice to his audience, and then have audiences calling in and saying, Baba Eshegun, I'm glad you're talking about it. Somebody needs to say it, and you're the one who is bold enough to say what? Bold enough to lie? This is not time for Igbos and Yorubas to be selling hate against each other. This is not even time for Igbos and Yorubas and Fulanis to be selling hate against each other. Every time we sell these hateful things, we divide ourselves where we don't need to divide ourselves. There are more things that unite us than divide us. If there is an Igbo man in Lagos that is openly and wrongly doing wrong to the native Yorubas that are the hosts of all of us who come to Lagos, we should condemn it. I'm an Igbo man, I'll condemn it. But if there is a Yoruba man running a video show on YouTube and lying, Yorubas should come out and condemn it because it's wrong. And this brings me to the only people who matter in this equation of nation building and one Nigeria. It's the open-minded Nigerians. It's the new tribe that Vice President Osinbajo is talking about. That's who we need to talk about. We know who are members of the new tribe are. We know who the high-profile ones are. Wole Soyinka is a new triber. He's a Yoruba man that takes pride in being Nigerian, but he wants to see a good Nigeria return. Obasanjo has made all the mistakes he has made, and you could think, well, I like that man. It doesn't mean I don't see the mistakes he's made. He's a true Nigerian. He's a new triber. He's a new triber Nigerian. Dele, I keep forgetting, Farotimi. Dele Farotimi is a true Nigerian. Make no mistakes about it. Sunday Igboho is a very good man. You've never heard him preaching division. Yes, he's preaching for Oduduwa State, but he's not even preaching the Oduduwa State as much as he's preaching fairness. Those are the Yorubas that need to come out and dispute these kind of malicious lies that this guy tells. Because we don't want to go into 2023 and have riots in Lagos like we had when the Oba of Lagos said if you vote your conscience, he'll throw you into the lagoon. What kind of nonsense is that? A leader should not be saying those kind of things because his subjects may go out and do what he said. And then he'll come out to spin the story and say, that's not what I said. Folks, 2023 is here. Let's find a way to make it what we want it to be. Let's find a way to elect the right person to lead Nigeria. Let's not worry about whether that person is Igbo or Yoruba or Fulani. Let's worry about whether that person is an open-minded and coalition-building and fair-minded Igbo, Yoruba, or Fulani, or Edo, or Ishang, or Edoma, or Efik. It doesn't matter where they come from. If you elect a good president, he'll lead us well, and we'll forget about all these divisions. The only reason we worry about getting Igbos to work together is because we are corruption-minded. Only corrupt-minded Nigerians think tribally. Because I always ask Nigerians, doesn't matter where you come from, in your life, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 80 years, 90, whatever age you are, show me one real achievement that is significant that you have achieved because you're an Igbo man. No, you achieved it because you're Nigerian. Show me one thing you've achieved because you're Yoruba man, or an Edo man, or a Fulani man. The only things you've achieved because of the tribe you're from are things that are not in the interest of Nigeria. So let's leave all that Tiwani Tiwa and Kanye Bonkani. It doesn't lead us anywhere, and it keeps us in this high inflation, bad hospitals, bad schools, bad roads, bad everything, and hate for each other. Let's build a country where we can all work together. That's the only country we need, and we can do it without these hate mongers and hate preachers. Let's build that united tribe. Let's build that new tribe. I'm not campaigning for Shibajo. I'm not campaigning for anybody. But I like that sound bite, that one-liner he has. Let's build a new tribe. So that when you go into an office and they say, what tribe are you? You say, I'm from the new tribe. The new tribe that wants to build a Nigeria that works for everybody. Although we are reading all this stuff about it's the Igbo turn, IPOB, Oduduwa, the brilliant writers that are writing about why Osibajo and Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not let what happened with Awolowo and Akintola happen again to Yoruba people. No. We understand what happened to Awolowo and Akintola, but we also understand what happened to the Igbos who were massacred. And we also understand what's happening in the Delta, in River State and Bayelsa, where pollution is wiping out generations. And we also understand what happened to all the Nigerian ethnic minorities in the initial days of Nigeria, where they felt that the three dominant tribes were marginalizing them. We understand all those things. Let's write them in history and learn from them. But let's not let them be the guiding forces that we hold onto as the way we want to go into the 2023 election. We have a great opportunity into 2023. Let's not let it slip away. If it slips away, it may be the beginning of the end of the country called Nigeria. And for those who are agitating for Biafra and Oduduwa, you may say, hey, that's what we want. No, that's not what you want. The devil you know is much better than the one you've never met. You're better off fixing the Nigeria that you have an idea what it could be when it's run well, because we've seen that before, than casting your hope in a Biafra or Oduduwa state you've never seen. With the way terrorism is taking over Nigeria, and you think that's not going to be transported into Biafra and Oduduwa? My dear friends, be careful what you ask for, because you may just get it. And I hope that everybody involved in all these brilliant write-ups that are tribally driven just take a step back and remember the glory days of Nigeria. May we all live to see the glory days of Nigeria again. Thank you very much. Once again, this is Fred Wankwo coming to you from Allen TV with Bold Talk. Until next time, let's take time and think as we plan for this great opportunity that's coming into 2023 to elect a president that will be a Nigerian president that starts to build the Nigeria we've all been waiting for. Good night.